able to stay in the game through 3 quarters with some good defense.
By Thomas.
But in the 4th, it was all Tony Kukoc as the Chicago pulled ahead for good. Tonight, the Celtics finished their 3-game road trip in the nation's capital as they face the Washington Wizards. The Celtics will have their hands full with the Wizards front court as Juwan Howard and Chris Webber are one of the top scoring tandems in the league. Rick Pitino will have to look out for a man he helped draft in New York as point guard Rod Strickland is having an all-star year leading the league in assists. A month ago, the Wizards came into the Fleet Center.
Nice dish by Howard, and Webber finishes.
Both teams were in showtime mode as they traded dunks on both ends of the court. But in the end, Antoine Walker hit some clutch shots down the stretch to win the game for the Celtics. The Wizards will be looking for some revenge on their home court tonight at the brand new MCI Center in Washington, D.C. To the brand spanking new MCI Center in Washington, D.C., where tonight the Celtics take on the Washington Wizards. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service, the official expedited courier of the Boston Celtics. And Celtics will go with Walter McCarty, Purvis Ellis, and Antoine Walker up front. In the backcourt, Chauncey Billups, and once again, Rod Mercer, who played so well last night against Chicago. Up front for the Wizards, Howard, Davis, and Webber. And Rod Strickland at the point guard, Calvert Chaney at the 2 guard. The officials for tonight, Jimmy Clark, David Jones, and Woody Mayfield. Tip control by the Wizards, and it'll be Billups lining up against Strickland. Chaney pops out, Mercer down low on him. Looking inside to Webber. Walker fronting him over the top. They go to Webber. They play the inside game against Antoine. It's 2-0 Wizards.
A little high-low posting, which works very well, whichever one they want to put inside, because both of them are excellent passers. You saw Howard just lay that nice, soft lob pass over the defender's head.
Walker's shot, no good. Strickland. Howard down low now. Davis out on top. Chaney. Pull up. No. Weak side rebound and put back. Juwan Howard 4-0 Washington.
And again, what's hurt the Seas all season long, especially last night against Chicago, for those of you who saw the game, that offensive rebounding from the weak side.
McCarty will go to Mercer. Chaney right there with him. Inside to Walker. All the way jumping, no good. Davis takes it away and saves it. As it was about to fall out of bounds. Strickland. Pull up. No. Back rim. Gathered in by Billups.
Washington, for some reason this year, Tommy, their first quarter, they've exploded. They've scored 61 more points than the opponent in that quarter. Walker with a nice move.
Over the top pass and gets by Davis. Will get the hoop and get to the line.
So the Seas, other than emotionally, physically have to stay with them in the first as well. There's a nice lob pass by Purvis. Walker uses his body effectively on Davis. Holds him off with that inside hand. Gets control of the ball, and then all he's left is to lay it in.
Walker does not get the bounce. 4-2 Wizards.
Twan's been shooting his free throws better lately.
Inside to Howard, finds room, can't get it to go. Here comes Walker. Celtics will have the numbers. And they'll call a palming violation on Walker.
He's got Billups, theoretically the point guard, on his right side. By not giving it to Billups, watch. See, there's Billups waiting for the ball, calling for it. All 3 men are in the left lane. It makes it very easy for one defender to guard all 3 together.
Purvis gets a piece of that one. But they'll say he committed the foul.
Got to get their act together in that transition game.
Chris Webber at the line of the
Weber was the #1 pick in the country. Most of you probably know in '93 by Golden State. Had a little trouble with our old buddy Don Nelson. Was traded for Tom Gugliotta and 3 first-round draft choices.
And he ended up receiving an awful lot of money and really has yet to pick this team up into the upper echelon. Little pressure by the Wizards. Skip pass almost picked off by Strickland. Phillips now. Cardi off the pick. Pass late. Pull up by Walter. Front rims it. 4th floor. And Terry Davis cannot hold on. It'll be Boston ball.
Brings Bernie Bickerstaff off the bench with some concern in his eye for his center. He's already got one center. We told you on IR. Can't afford to lose another. Dave, they don't have a backup center to Davis. So if this young man goes down, why, Bernie has to suit up.
Phillips waits for Mercer. Mercer right into the shot. Bang! And Mercer was flowing last night against Michael Jordan. 5-4 Wizards.
That ball's got to be in the air before he comes off that pick in order to shorten that shot up. Forces him into a 19-20-foot shot instead of much further.
Air ball by Davis. The foul will be on Weber.
Offensive foul, Chris Weber.
Good block out that time by Antoine.
Watch this. Well, here's Mercer coming off. See, he waits till he gets to a spot before he put. That ball's got to be in the air. That's the advantage the offense has. They know what they're running.
That pass a little late there, too, and Walter.
Well, Chauncey keeps it on the dribble too long, and a lot of times these guys spring loose while he's dribbling the ball, and that affects the timing.
Weber up and under. And heads up play by Strickland, and it's the Wizards 7, the Celtics 4.
Very agile big man, very athletic.
Ellison will go to Walter's little jumper, back rims it, steps in, gets a piece of it, but there's Strickland off the floor. Will find Howard. Good pass from Howard, gets Cheney going to the hoop, and immediately Rick Pitino wants a timeout. 9-4 Washington. It'll be a 20-second timeout.
Well, they have come out with the anticipated emotion. They're running the floor well. The nemesis for Rick Pitino's extended defense is a clever, cautious point guard. They've got that in Strickland. He wasn't cautious enough in Boston. They turned it over a number of times in the last quarter, but tonight he's being more careful. As the look down floor to Weber, he knows he's a big guy who can finish, so he's not reluctant to release it.
So Walker will inbound the ball, and here comes Phillips against some pressure as Strickland is going to test his dribbling ability in the backcourt. Purvis looking for somebody. Has it knocked away by Calvert Cheney once again.
Purvis is a good passer, but he has a tendency to throw soft passes, passive ones, and defensive there. Aggressive, they're going to get a hand on it.
Well, Cheney, who I have delighted in watching him play for the last couple of years, has been very active here in the first quarter as the Wizards lead by 7. Antoine slides by. Walker now has 4.
Walker getting more and more effective with that inside game. Really producing moves that they have difficulty stopping.
Big tough rebound that time by Walker. Phillips slides by, can't get it. And Chauncey got his own miss. Just couldn't get it over the front of the rim.
Put that in the highlight film.
Well, they're playing a high ball, much like the Spurs did with their two big men. Play over the top of the Celtics. 13-6 Wizards.
Two big guys complement each other extremely well. They both can shoot, pass, run the floor. Bad shot there.
Mercer with Cheney hanging on his shooting hand. Walter, beautiful effort by Walter. Walker, no. Right there, Walter. McCarty with the cram follow-up.
Waller gets on the board in a loud way.
Quickly trying to slip it by. Celtics will have the numbers. Walker over to Mercer. Good up fake. Finds Antoine. Good ball handling that time by Mercer and Walker. Celtics get back within 3.
A wonderful example of the maturing process as the Celtics have displayed nice patience offensively, turn down 2 jumpers, wait and create a layup for themselves instead. Good job.
Skip pass over the top. Cheney buries that. Cheney, the hot man, now has 6. Wizards up 5.
Very capable shooter, averaging 12 points a game, but is capable of the big offensive game.
Excellent shooter. 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Mesa pulls it back out into Purvis. Little jumper by Purvis. Front rims it, gets the roll. First 2 for Purvis.
They haven't been looking for Purvis inside, but I think you can get pretty much what he wants against this kid Davis, who's actually a power forward, not a center.
Strickland laid it on the floor. Chauncey Billups ought to take a peek at this one. Exactly what Strickland did that time. Mercer. Back rims it. Walker again. Fresh clock as Walter was wide open in the corner. I never saw him. Mercer now. I'll give to Walker. He'll take and make. 17-14 Wizards.
Twan with 8.
There is great point guard passing by Strickland. 19-14, 9 for Weber.
Number 1 in the league in assists. Rod Strickland averaging 10.5. That was a pretty one.
The double team never bothered him one bit. Walker in traffic. What a shot by Antoine.
Walker turning all Howard every way but loose. Howard a good quick defender but not a physical defender, and Walker's taking advantage of that.
Well, they got it to their big man after a few passes. Got the easy shot.
He forgot a dribble or 2, however, to get where he wanted to go. A lot of times that'll happen. The big guy with the small guard on him is too anxious to get the position.
Mercer coming off the pick, firing again. Very aggressive first quarter here. It looks like the Wizards are playing with vengeance. It's Washington 21, Celtics 16. Who last night had a very, well, almost rookie of the year type performance against Michael Jordan, at least putting him up there and saying, wow, this kid can play. Tonight, got to get his stroke going. Weber looking inside, mismatch, and there'll be a kick ball. They'll say it went off Phillips.
Well, his best shot, Mercer's, is facing up, coming off those picks on either side of Billups, but he tends to force it. He settles for less than his skills will allow him to get it.
Timeout called. 2:49 to go. Wizards up leading by 5.
And Rick Pitino and the young hustling Celtics take on David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and the Spurs at home Tuesday, January 13th. Tickets start at just $10 at the Fleet Center box office, Ticketmaster outlets, or by calling 931-2222. Celtics basketball. Get pumped.
Illegal defense called on the Celtics. Bruce Bowen and Dana Barros and Andrew DeClercq inserted into the game during that timeout, and in for the Wizards will come Tracy Murray, replacing Kerry Davis. Howard, played by Bowen, gets over the top easily. 4 Celtics there for the miss. Walker. I'll give it to DeClercq. Bowen off, and Mercer now off the pick. Now gets a little rotation. DeClercq gets a hand on it. Can't direct it to anybody. It'll be Boston ball as Chaney's pass went off the head of Howard and out of bounds.
Now, see, there's no reason. That's why it went off his head. We were saying last night, when you're on offense, you got to know where the ball is. There's no reason to give it to Howard. He's a 6'10" forward. Why pass it to Howard when you're the guy? You're the guy who's supposed to bring it up.
Mercer, they take the shot away from him. Walker with the mismatch now against Chaney. Beautiful move by Antoine. Gets the Celtics within 3. And Antoine leads everybody with 12 points. Also played by Dana Barros. Strickland, they double teamed him, and right there is Mercer for the steal.
That's a great job. Great job by the C's. Careless job by Rod Strickland.
After a while, these traps will get to the best of them. Weber will find the middleman, and they will elect to pull it back out.
And he's lucky Strickland extricated himself again that time. You can't imagine how annoying it is to have that kind of pressure laid on you. You're the best point guard assist-wise in the league, and they won't let you just bring it up court. You got to fight 2 guys. Very annoying.
I'll tell you, there was as good a defensive play as you're going to see from a guy his size. Take a look at Strickland here.
Yeah, here it is. See, you don't want this aggravation. You 8 guys, let me just bring it over and do what I do every day in practice and set up those wonderful plays, make those highlight passes. You're not letting me do that. That is annoying.
Gabe Brown has come in for Boston. And Chris Whitney, along with Garvin Ham and Howard and Strickland to the bench.
Whitney is the backup point guard for this club, a 6-footer. Chaney now with 8.
Little pressure by the Wizards. Dana behind the pick, launches, front runs it. Bowen inside, and he'll get the hoop and go to the line.
Celtics very opportunistically take advantage of that offensive rebound. No one on Washington reacted to it, so the 6'7" Bowen just kind of steps in there. Look at this. See, they're all boxing out, which they're supposed to do, but someone also has to go to the hoop and garner the rebound.
Well, we got a garbage man there, Coos. He's working for the sanitation department. Bruce Bowen.
Picking up the trash.
Whitney by himself brings it over. Weber now works on DeClercq.
He's going to want to break him down with the dribble if possible.
Ham has to make a good pass on a mismatch over Dana's head. 25-23. We're under a minute. B. Brown now working against Chaney. Bowen off the pick. Murray out down low. They'll try and go to DeClercq. Knocked away as he rolled away from the pad. And the foul will be on Bowen. Walter will come back in and replace Antoine.
Here's the steal. You see how far off he's playing on Bowen. If the guy does that, you got to put it up there as if you're going to shoot it. If he doesn't respond to that, then you've got to shoot it. Otherwise, rotate out of there. Let someone else who is a scoring threat make that pass in. Can't force it in.
Well, it was there, but DeClercq just walked away too, Coos. You got to set up and hold your position to give the guy a target. And in for the Celtics will come Travis Knight, as we look at Bernie Bickerstaff, who just recently won his 300th game.
It started here for Bernie. He was an assistant with Washington for 12 years before going on to Seattle, where he won Coach of the Year honors and championship, and then Denver before he returned.
Here comes Dana Barros, and Bowen, good up fake. Travis Knight, and he'll be fouled by Tracy Murray.
Foul on the Wizards. Tracy Murray.
Well, Dana.
Yes, the penetration, good defensive effort by him, but he finds Knight underneath. Knight a little slow to react. Could have protected that and made sure of the two.
Well, the emotion was stacked in favor of Washington after that article. And so far, the emotion has been semi-negated here in this first quarter. Boston has come back and weathered the storm a little bit.
Holding for one. They're down to 12.
Whitney now with Bowen trying to stay with him. That's a walk. Tracy Murray lines up the three. Spins it in somehow.
He's their best at it, 41%. They're the second best three-point shooting team in the league at 37% as a team. Murray is their primo, however.
Weber will take. That will end the first quarter as the Celtics are in it here after all that emotion by the Wizards. Rick Pitino has to be happy. It's 29-25 Wizards. We'll be back. Arena, and look at MCI Center, 9-1, scoring up, shooting percentage up, free throw percentage up, everything positive at the brand spanking new MCI Center.
One slight negative, however, it got Bernie Bickerstaff's attention as they were 8-0 here, lost to Indiana, and during the game they were booed lustily. Bernie said, "What do they want? I'm 8-0.
Offensive foul called on Weber. Speaking of Weber, you know what he calls this place?
The phone booth.
That's right.
Wonder why. Here's that play. Let's take a look. Well,
Bad call there.
not the most aggressive foul we've ever seen.
Steps on Dana Barros.
But Jimmy Clark gives it right back to the Wizards. There it is. The defender came in from the blind side, caught him by surprise. He took 2 steps.
He didn't want to call a foul, so he called a walk. Here's Strickland, who's come back in. In it goes to Weber. Leans around, and Weber will get a chance at a three-point play. He's now 5 for 6 from the field.
It is again Strickland doing his magic. See, leading Weber away from the defender Knight into the middle. And the weak side's a little slow getting over there.
Well, on the double, they should have been rotating. That would have put Dana right in the passing lane, so he was a step behind on the rotation.
Yeah, they've been fronting. That time Knight just overplayed him on the side. Weber misses his 3rd free throw.
6-point lead for the Wizards. D. Brown off the pick and will look inside. It's Dana now, picked up by Weber. Go to Mercer. They try and trap him. Pass by Mercer, easily picked off by Strickland. D. Brown on Strickland. Howard up fakes. Spins into trouble and call a foul on D. Brown.
Foul on Celtics, D. Brown. First personal, team second. Terry Davis.
So Weber will go to the bench, and he was very productive. Terry Davis back in for Washington. Strickland. Challenge. And the foul will be on Travis as D. Brown went for the steal, missed, and sent Strickland streaking.
Yeah, you got to get a hand on it if you're going to go for it, especially on the outside, because Strickland, immediately using his quickness, darts away from the pressure and forces Knight to come in and foul. He uses his body effectively, too. You're not going to get too many of Strickland's shots. First point for Strickland. The average is 16.
Not shooting well, however. 42%. He's normally a better shooter than that. 10:36 to go in the half. 33-25. Washington Brown off the pick. Wide of the mark. Tracy Murray gathers it in. Oh, boy. D. Brown had a thought of picking that off. 2 point guards in for the Wizards. Howard. And there'll be an illegal defense called on,
That's a technical.
I believe it was Travis Knight. So the Wizards will get a tee.
They're not a good free throw shooting team. Only 69% as they send their best free throw shooter up there, Whitney, and he misses some, as if to prove a point.
Foul will be on D. Brown, and they're working Strickland, and Strickland is taking the challenge of D. Brown and really going to the hoop.
I think Strickland's too cute to try to, steal. You got to just play him straight up. Don't gamble on him at all.
So McCarty will come in, replace D. Brown, and that will move Mercer back into the backcourt. Dana now will end up with, well, it'll either be Strickland or Whitney. And Mercer probably will play the other. And Calbucini will come in, replacing Whitney, as they go size as they were trying to match the Wizards' speed in the backcourt. Well, free throws, as you say, Kuz, their Achilles heel, at least so far.
26th in the league in free throw accuracy, so coming down the stretch, that could pay some dividends. Celtics, meanwhile, continue to go perimeter again. We won't bore you with the explanation as to why they've got to go inside.
Strickland looking for somebody coming over, good interior passing, and Juwan Howard certainly has got an idea how to get the ball to somebody.
And Washington, on the other hand, as you can see, is focusing inside. They've put Howard in there. They put Weber in there. That time they used their big two guard, the 6'7" Chaney in there. There it is. The additional pass. I'm not sure he needed it, frankly, but it's nice to see them looking for the extra pass.
Well, Chaney gives the Wizards their first double-digit lead. 35-25. Celtics having problems offensively. Back out to Walter. Back out to Mercer. He'll take. And they'll stay at Boston's end. The foul will be on Tracy Murray.
Jets somewhat and pounds the ball to the ground and earns himself a tee. Let's take a look at the play. There's the Mercer J. What was the call on it?
Not a foul, and then
they called a foul on it?
Yeah. Well, they got him on the push before he went up. Alley-oop, and who'd have thought? Dana Barros twice now on his trip on the alley-oop connection.
They're going to start charting that one pretty soon if Dana shoots any more of those.
Murray, 1 Davis again with the soft touch. 37-28. Here's Dana trying to fight over to Walker pick. Walter now. Walker will take the three. No. All white jerseys for the miss. And inside goes Strickland.
He does that as well as any point guard in the league. Never has been a real strong finisher. Lays down very effectively, but isn't able to finish the play for himself as well as he would like it. But see, he does this extremely well. Really breaks down the defense with that dribble penetration, gets in there, and this time makes his free throw after missing the last two.
Well, Chauncey Billups will return for Dana Barros along with Purvis Ellison. And Thomas Knight will sit down. Here comes Weber replacing Murray for the Wizards. Murray sits down with 5 points. Point lead for the Wizards. 8:37 to go in the half. Billups now. They're looking for him to go. Billups wants to go left. Walker behind him. Back rims that. Long rebound to. Here comes Howard.
I don't know if the C's have gotten a shot inside the paint this game yet, Tom.
Oh, Walker did.
Been continually going to the perimeter game.
Howard's pull up. And Ellison takes it away from Terry Davis.
Yeah, Walker had 2 or 3, as a matter of fact. So that was being a little facetious.
Offensive foul called on Walker.
Offensive foul, Antoine Walker.
And there'll be a Boston timeout.
Celtics.
Timeout on the foul. Rick Pitino has set playoffs as a goal for this team, and they will be keeping track of that situation. Washington behind Boston right now, and not by much. Strickland off the pick. Terry Davis left alone. Weber turns the 3 up. Long rebound to Walker, and they'll say Strickland got him.
Loose ball foul, Ron Strickland, first personal, team second.
Second team foul on Washington. Bernie Bickerstaff, who has this team charged up, and when this team was in Boston, there was a couple of days earlier a fight between Strickland and Tracy Murray that made headlines here in Washington and several other places.
Strickland's a feisty little guy. That's not the first time that's happened. Good move by Walker. Follows his own. Weber comes down with it.
Well, he had a good thing going there. Strickland leans into somebody and will get the hoop.
Well, that time he finished it off with a flourish. 6'3", took it into the 6'11". Purvis Ellison, and just, believe it or not, overpowers him.
Well, you can't do much more than Purvis did, is back away.
No, unless you block the shot.
Yeah, and still he gets to the line. So, home cooking, 42-28, Wizards. Celtics' offensive problems here have been stuck on 28 for a long time.
Foul the Wizards, Ron Strickland. Second personal, team's third.
took his time getting there. Nobody rolled over to protect.
Weber, the defender, just stepped away from him. This team is not a real solid defensive team, and obviously they need Murasan guarding the middle. There's a walk, 3 seconds, few other violations. Jimmy Clark finally simulates the hip-hop move.
Well, that's the prior basket was the first basket the Celtics have had in. Well, what was the score at half? At the quarter.
Yeah, they only have 2 hoops in this quarter. Dana's alley-oop and this one.
Well, the offense stagnant here. Walker now going to work on Weber. Has it rejected. Davis fumbles that one away.
When you're 6'11", you don't want to shoot breakaway layups. You want to slam dunk them as Walker answers.
Weber may have rejected that little turn-in move by Walker, but that little 18-footer goes. 42-32 Washington. As Cheney beats Walter. Out to Strickland. They stay low on him. Weber falls away with a little jumper. So it's been a duel here. Weber and Walker. 14 for him and 14 for Walker.
We stay on top. The C's had to try to contain Howard and Weber. They've certainly done it with Howard with only 2, but Weber has answered with 14 early points.
Mercer. They go Walker's way. Call a jump ball.
Well, after a lax defensive play on McCarty, who took it in on Weber, he follows that up with 2 excellent defensive plays on Antoine. Here's the first one where he just stays home, waits for Walker to go up, and rejects him, and then this last one here.
Perfect position, had his left hand up, was playing right where you should be when the player's taking the ball to the middle. Strickland off the tip.
That shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Mercer has it taken away by Weber.
The quick hands of the big 6'11" guy. Good passing internally, fine defensive play by Ellison.
Boy, they had 3 guys in there for an eternity. Almost another pickoff. It is a pickoff by Cheney. Mismatch as Dana does a decent job of keeping Weber from getting where he wants to get to. Walker slides it by, and the foul will be on Strickland.
That'll be his 3rd if it is on Strickland.
Foul Wizards, Strickland. 3rd person.
Here's the Walker finish here. Uses his body well, just eases the defender literally out of the play. Here's the little guy saying, help, help me. He delayed him long enough for help to arrive. But cavalry got there. Dana?
Well, this duel tonight is a personal one, I think, between Weber and Walker. Weber leads in a couple of categories over both Howard and Weber. And I think both of the Washington players want to say, you're not in our league, pal. Howard now. No rotation. Celts got lost that time.
Howard's second move. Mobile 6'9" forward who moves well without the ball, as he displayed there. And a very easy target to hit because of his size.
Well, Mercer had the good move. Didn't work. Whitney has come in to replace Strickland, who just picked up his 3rd.
Foul on the Celtics, Ron Mercer. First personal, teams in the penalty.
Well, the C's stayed with them as we hoped they would in the first quarter, too. Only 4-point difference, but their offense really has gone to sleep here in the second and has allowed the Wizards to increase their lead to 14. would be a lot larger if they had hit any kind of decent percentage from the line. Ben Wallace comes in, another one of the undrafted. These guys have 4 players that were never drafted coming out of college. That's a high for any NBA team. It's unusual for an NBA team to have one.
Well, I'll tell you, Ben Wallace played last season in a couple of games. I really thought he was a good player. Celtics have only scored 9 points in this quarter. Walker, no. A foul will be on Ben Wallace.
They're saying it was his own man that fouled him. Let's take a look. Walker spins in. Celtics starting to create some inside offense here late in the quarter. Purvis with a good rebound. McCarty was in there, but so wasn't Wallace.
Purvis gets the bounce. Of course, these fans very, very familiar with Purvis. As Bruce Bowen reports in, takes over for McCarty.
Purvis was here for what, 3 or 4 years?
I think longer than that. May have just seemed longer. Whitney will back away, and Celtics with pressure. They finally get it to Weber. Challenged by Purvis, and
Walker not happy with the call. There's the tap on the ball. They're able to release down the sidelines, trying to get it to the middle. Who's it? Purvis got him, it looked like.
Third foul on Purvis.
Wallace
and DeClerc will come in.
Fits right into this team's free throw shooting mode. He's at 25%, believe it or not.
You know, I say
he can't release. I'm not surprised, right?
Wallace, beginning of the preseason, I think it was last year, and they were forced to play him. And well, I remember being very impressed. Phillips, as he's trying to go to a hoop and had a clear shot at it, and dipsy-dooed himself out of a 2.
Well, again, it's clear that the coach, you know, at some point in the last 3 or 4 minutes have told him, hey, guys, all perimeter, you've got to take it to the basket, because they've been doing that since then. But
Phillips. They are up challenging. Whoever's got the ball. 2:43 to go. The Wizards maintaining their lead. Celtics offense very poor here in the second. It's 49-36. We'll be back.
2 weeks from tonight, as they face their longtime rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. Dave Shea and Andy Brinkley will bring you all the exciting action from Montreal, Canada on Wednesday, January 21st, as the Bruins face off against the Canadiens. Game time is 7:30 right here on UPN 38.
So Whitney snuggles that one through, and the Celtics, who have scored precious few points here in the second quarter, trail 51-36. And they're trying to find some kind of offensive spark right now. Liddell Eccles has come in for the Wizards. Mercer finds Walker. He's surrounded, does get it away, and Walker now has 18 first-half points.
And as is normally the case, he's literally carrying the offensive load for the C's. So 2 or 3 more guys simply have to step up and give him a little help.
Nobody else with a Boston uniform on has more than 5, and that's Dana Barros. Second foul on Mercer.
Liddell Eccles. This is his 3rd stint with Washington, believe it or not. They took him in a 2nd round in 1988, and I tell you, he looked like a heck of a find as a 2nd round pick then. Big, strong, powerful, aggressive 6'5" two-guard, but somehow finds a way to self-destruct. But he's got some skills.
He got hurt, Coos. He was seriously injured. I think a knee reconstruction at one point in the back. Until then, he was a force.
Yeah, he looked awfully good when they first picked him up.
Mercer now working on Eccles. Eccles spins him, and Mercer lofts it. The Celtics have scored only 15 points here, and those have been of recent vintage as we are under a minute and a half.
Just barely beat the clock that time as the Celtics did a good job in the backcourt. Looks like a steal. Momentarily it is.
And Liddell Eccles did all he could to try and keep that in play for the Wizards.
Patino extending his defense, trying to take advantage of these subs that Bernie Bickerstaff has in there at the moment.
And the foul will be on Whitney.
And they are over the limit.
Chris Whitney, first person. Teams in the penalty.
There's Phillips got stripped earlier in the game, but by Weber, who has a longer reach and is every bit as quick as the 6-foot Whitney. That time Whitney came across his body and created contact.
Phillips has yet to score. And Bernie Bickerstaff is showing all his troops some minutes as Tim Legler will get some time. And Ham will sit down.
Legler's a kid who's coming off an ACL, just getting back into action. He's the best shooter that they've ever had on this team from the field. He's averaged like 49, almost 50% with the Wizards.
Whitney now spins away from the double team. And that will be a double dribble. So the trap never fully developed, but Whitney lost his dribble.
And the C's are able to exploit the Washington subs here. It'd be nice to cut it down to single digits going into the locker room. Again, Tommy, you notice the ball, Billups has got the ball on the floor when Mercer pops to the corner, and by the time he picks up his dribble and finds him, the defender is back in position, so it does affect the timing.
Call a foul on Billups. And it'll be well, the Celtics are over the limit, but it was a two-shot foul because the ball hadn't been inbounded yet. Rick Pitino. Well, you see Chauncey Billups talking to Clark, the official, Jimmy Clark.
Hey, a little lobbying, never hurt.
Talk nice to the officials. Big guys never get a chance to talk to the officials because they're always out on the perimeter. Dana Barris will come in and take over for Chauncey, and Calpacini will give Weber a blow.
Chris Weber.
Double Daner, and he turns the corner on them. Lets it out. Here's Bowen to the hood. That brings it, had an angle on it, and Wallace over everybody. I'll tell you, he wouldn't be a bad play for the Celtics to think about. Offensive foul called on.
And that was generally the result. Out of control, great penetration, but then, you know, no second gear, wasn't able to put the brakes on and would knock people down as he just did there. There's the Bowen strong move for the basket, and Wallace, as Tommy said, going up over everyone.
Well, that last foul on Eccles, who smiled to his coach. Two-second difference game in shot clock.
Here comes the trap. Who's open?
Mercer, no. And Mercer from the field is having his difficulties. 3 for 11. And he's got his shots tonight.
Yeah, but it's the type of shot as much as the accuracy of it that he's taking tonight.
Well, the Wizards do get that one off. And they have done a masterful job here in the first half as Boston has shot 37% while Washington has shot 60% in this first half. The score, the Wizards 55, the Celtics 42. You know, has got this team, as per usual, scrapping in that third quarter. Their offense was a little bit better, but the Wizards were equal to the challenge. Strickland back in. Back out again. They say he stepped out of bounds.
And the Celtics do it again. With a late fourth quarter surge. And they start off on the right foot with a careless turnover on the part of Strickland.
Mercer now looking inside of Walker. Murray's got him. They go over the top. Walker, a nice pass from Knight.
That's nice.
82-74.
They were fronting up. They swung into the top and the big center. Laid it in there for Walker.
31 for Walker. Strickland slices through. Got a great pass heading to the hoop. Back up to 10. Mercer. That ought to be goaltending, and it is.
Wallace, the leaper. When you're a leaper, you have an obligation to go anything that's in the air, after anything that's in the air. There's Mercer, hangs, gets a good look at it. The rest is up to Wallace as he swats it out of there, but too late.
Strickland now, Phillips up tight on him. And go to Weber, and he's challenged, and now will be on Travis Knight. And Grant. Bobby Grant in. And Weber at the line will get 2.
Bobby Grant, who's been a good, solid player in this league for 9 years. This is his 10th season. Was a 12th pick in the draft in '88.
And Purvis in for Travis. As Rick Pitino was working all the centers in this game. Comes up with the free throw miss. Strickland back out to Murray.
Doesn't need any room.
Give him an inch.
Doesn't want any room. Wants the slightest bit of daylight.
And Celtics will go with a time. Washington up 12. We'll be back.
Job offensively in that third quarter at 42%, but they're still allowing Washington at that 58 number, and that's a little excessive, I'm afraid. They only shoot it at 45 for the season.
Strickland now works his way into the paint, and he's challenged by Chauncey. Picked up by Phillips. Make it Bowen. Walker now, a little floater though. Picked off the floor by Whitney. It'll be a 3-on-1.
Here they come. Showtime. Boy, you could see that one developing.
And Purvis is down and aching. And the Celtics will be forced to a timeout.
Holding on to his right. I don't know whether it's his ankle or a little above the ankle. Purvis has got to be the most hard luck forward in the league. Well, You don't see the looks like he stepped on someone's foot. Stickland just drops it for a driving Weber.
You know, you used to do this so well when you bring it up and you read three defenders back, and there's where most of the middle guys, the guys handling the break, don't do. They look to see where their teammates are instead of reading what the defense is. As soon as he saw three guys, he waited for the fourth guy to come
Absolutely.
up. He was wide open.
Part of it is what he did with the ball. You got to understand, when you get the ball from 15 feet in, whatever you do with it when you're a stick or an effective point guard is going to move the defenders. That time he drew them all in, just opened up, stepped out of the way, and let that trailer come through. He'd done all the work for Weber at that point. All Weber had to do was slam it.
Well, he went to the locker room, Purvis. Here's Chauncey. No, back in. Weber takes it away from Grant. So the Wizards have it back up to 14, but don't go well. Strickland turns the corner. Off for Grant, but they say it'll be Wizards ball. Weber coming alive now as 26. Walker, little hook, and Grant takes it away from Bone.
Yeah, he never got his feet in rhythm with what the rest of his body was doing. He kind of shot it off both feet. He didn't have the thrust he needed off the opposite foot. That's unusual for
Bowen. Nice defense that time. Here comes Phillips. Gives it to Walker.
Good job.
A little behind the back. Stayed on the floor and read the defense.
Good job by Chauncey that time. Good decision not to take it up. Grant was with him. He's a 6'9" defensive forward. He would have probably eaten the ball. He just threw the defender to him and then laid it behind his back. Good job.
Strickland will find Whitney right into the shot. Boy, and the fans thought that one was through.
Washington defense, Tommy, getting pretty lax. They figure they've got to put away. Good opportunity if the Seas can just tighten up defensively here for a while.
Well, Walker another,
some ground, you know?
Walker another bing bang boom, and the foul will be here on Phillips. You know, and we have a very, very important dignitary in the world of basketball, David Falk, who is sitting right at midcourt watching his client, Antoine Walker,
Was he
outdistanced. There he is, right at your screen. The fellow with the shine on his head.
The balding gentleman.
Yes.
Had the opportunity to play golf with David at Crosby this year. He's a beginner.
And Boomer Esiason, I think, was also there.
Takes it very seriously. Not as seriously as he takes his agenting. Probably the most powerful agent in the league, right?
Boomer to the left. He's the blonde-headed fellow, and David Falk to the right of your screen.
Boomer doesn't have as many clients, though.
No.
But he sure has done a job in Cincinnati since coming out of retirement.
Phillips, nice hit. And Walter is fouled. Great play by Phillips that time.
Here it is. There's the Chauncey penetration. Draws the defender, lays it down, catches Waller a little by surprise. Waller has had a very quiet night for you, Waller McCarty fan club members. But it'd be nice if he developed a warm-tempered hand here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can join the Walter fan club after every game. All you got to do is walk to the front room, open the window, and scream to the world, I love Walter.
I'll be there. Does it count for car windows?
We're just been told Purvis sprained his right ankle and will not return.
That's too bad. Chauncey had a decision to make whether to let that errant shot go out of bounds. Usually we're told, hey, if you can save it, save it. And that's the option he went for, and he hit the line simultaneously.
Howard back out to Murray.
What a beautiful stroke. It's a shame it's not from someone in a green uniform, but that is a pretty stroke.
Celtics will call time. Washington does not look that tired, at least right now. We'll be back. Celtics down 12. Whitney gets it up to Rod Strickland, who leaves it for Weber, who finishes with the Showtime dunk. Congratulations from Dunkin' Donuts, home of the original dunk. And the foul will be on Howard. Non-shooting foul.
Weber in foul trouble. They have switched Howard over to him, and Celtics immediately trying to take advantage of that matchup.
First foul on Howard. Bowen off the pick. Here comes Walter.
See, here's what I'm
Can't
talking
find
about.
anybody. Yeah,
He's dribbling, see, and these guys are coming off these picks on either side, but you can't do both. You can't dribble and be ready. He's got to time that better.
And the foul will be on Howard.
I don't know if we can show that, but there's Bernie Bickerstaff saying we're not going to blow it this quarter. See, here they come. That time he backed away from it.
Bowen on the nice bounce pass that got through the defense. 95-85. Coming up to 6 minutes left in the game. Rainey brings it up against McCarty.
Well, there's still plenty of time for the Celtics offensively to get the job done, but they simply have to tighten up defensively and keep it out of Murray's hands.
Well, that was the first miss by Murray. He was 6 for 6 prior to that. And the foul will be on Cheney, and that'll put Walker at the line for 2.
Bernie just getting a little concerned now. He was sitting back for most of the second half as Washington held a comfortable lead throughout.
Walker going for his 37th point of the ball game. And David Falk is just
eating it up,
drooling over there. They may look calm, but he's drooling. Take my word for it. And Murray goes to the bench as they bring in 2 point guards. Andrew. Bowen left alone. No. Andrew high.
Jim Clark catches Antoine with a loose ball foul.
Where did that come from?
There's wide open Bowen. Gets the back rim. The Clerk keeping it alive. Don't see Antoine in the picture, but it's his 4th foul, or possibly 5th.
Howard will swing it, and Cheney buries that. So good ball movement against the half-court pressure defense of the Celtics. Productive now for the Wizard. Here comes Miller. No, the Clerk. And hit from behind by Weber. That'll be 5 on Weber.
Good job by the Seas. Gotten much more aggressive offensively here in the second half, and it's produced better results for him.
Now Walker's points, I'm told right now, 37 is the highest against the Wizards all season long. Prior high for the season against Washington was by David Robinson with 34 back in the end of November.
Andrew gets on the board with his first point of the game.
97-88. Coming up to 5 minutes, and Strickland. They find Howard, turns.
Very difficult when you've got that extended defense for to keep, and you've got two offensive threats in the paint like Walker and Howard to consistently keep them from getting good shooting opportunities.
Phillips front rims the three.
Washington is an extremely good passing team. I think we told you they're second in the league in turnovers. They've got an exceptional point guard in Strickland.
All right, good play by Strickland that time.
And both Howard and Weber following along in terms of being good passing forward, so it makes it that much more difficult.
They'll get the foul of Strickland, and that'll put Phillips at the line.
For the Rick Pitino defense to be effective.
Strickland knocking that down as Phillips hit the deck. But Phillips will be at the line for two, and Strickland has fouled out, they say. I thought he had 5, but 13 points. And there's still plenty of time without a point guard. Phillips has 10 points now, but is 1 for 10 from the field. Now look at the free throws. That's that one, so he's 8 for 8. Wizards up 11. Whitney now being trapped. Skip pass over the top, and Cheney will pull it back out. They declined to attack that time as Boston got it back very quickly.
Washington doing a good job at drawing the tap and then sending the man to the open area. Here it is here. Watch. Howard will wait till he gets the tap. See, now he looks for the free man. Free man goes to the open area where he can be identified and passed to. They've done well with that all night. That's why they've shot as high as they have, 57 to 58%, and they're a good passing team, as we told you.
So the Celtics right now trail by 13. They need a hoop here and a couple of stops. Phillips. They'll go to Walker. He's defended by Weber. Weber has 5. Walker takes the 3. A big, big boom, boom by Walker, and he has got 40 points.
And 4 bing, bang, boom, boom.
And Washington forced to the timeout as they were about to lose the possession. There's Weber going to break the press. They jump him. He gets it to Howard. And they'll go into their half-court set. However, Chauncey Billups ends up with Weber. And once again, the over-the-top pass. They are paying particular attention to any mismatches that develop out of Boston's defense. Something that other teams have not done so far this year. Antoine somehow squirts it by Howard, and Howard is just shaking his head. 42 points for Antoine. Career high.
Huge night for the 6'9" forward, and he's gotten them in just about every possible manner.
Cheney skips it over Murray, 3-point range. Well, he was invincible in that department. That is his second miss. Walker has it knocked away by Howard. Howard alley-oop to Weber.
And Mr. Weber's had a pretty productive night on his own. Again, the passing skills of Juwan Howard to his former teammate at Michigan. This club, I don't blame them for being a little frustrated at their record. As soon as they get Murison back, wow, Walker again.
What a move by Antoine Walker on Juwan Howard. Wow, I'll tell you. Watch this dribble.
Here it is. Jiggle, and his shoulder move gets him moving inside, so he goes outside, then he floats like a butterfly and stings him at the end with his 4th point.
Yeah, he's getting into
humongous night
in his career at 44 points. I'll tell you, Antoine has been over the last week and a half just a consummate inside player.
Yeah, this Washington team is going to make a move. Certainly, I would think past the Knicks now that Patrick is down.
Well, they beat the Knicks to get their first win, Kuz, in Madison Square Garden since 1991, believe it or not.
Yeah, it was like 14 straight they lost there. Of course, that's going to happen to a lot of teams coming into Madison Square now. Anchor is gone. He's out for the season, and they've still got some players, but not enough to make an impact or to challenge the Chicago's and Miami's or even Washington's of the league once Murison comes back.
There's Billups, who has not shot well from the field tonight, but done some decent things. And there is a foul called on Cheney. And Wizards over the limit. So that'll put Mercer at the line for 2.
Yeah, so this is the most points scored in the finals. Jeff, can I get that thing?
Yeah, he's our stat man is trying to get the Antoine Walker is getting into Larry Bird figures. Suns come up with the steal. Walker, another 3. And Washington calls timeout with 1:19, and Walker has just been sensational.
He has electrified this crowd along with David Falk. He's got his computer plugged in. He's electrified too. Counting a lot of numbers. There it is. Pretty release. Walker has done it in every way, as we've told you. He's got about 5 or 6 threes. 5 unofficially here, but he's done a lot of work inside. He's touched every base.
Oh, counting the cash.
David saying to Boomer, see, I told you.
Show me the money.
Where have we heard that? Well, still plenty of time, certainly by NBA standards. 1:19, 6 points. The way Walker's lighting it up. It could take less than 20 seconds.
I will tell you, Kuz, this was really a personal challenge, I believe, to Antoine Walker to come in here against both Weber and Howard, who received big bucks and touted more highly than Walker for the All-Star balloting. Walker's somewhere down towards the tail end of forward, and he's leading both of these guys in the stats, and he certainly showed tonight that he's got the game to match theirs, and I think he's more of a competitor than either one of those guys.
He's certainly much more active, much more aggressive this season. Well, both of those guys have been somewhat inconsistent given their skill level. You know, they're both, look at what Miami, look at what they were ready to pay Juwan Howard there before he was given back to Washington. So, yeah, these guys are high profile, but Walker certainly tonight and for this year has been much more productive.
They go to Howard, spin move, he short arms it right there, Walker.
Here he comes.
Whoa, whoa. Gets the Celts within 4.
His defense is energized. All of a sudden, Whitney turns it over. 3 times they're saying Celtics touched it. There's Walker. Ooh, almost had it. Goes to the floor. Only Biggerstaff saying, what the devil's going on here?
When they say Boston Celtics WWW, is that Walker and
He's the
Walter?
whole thing. He's the .com. He's the W's. He's the whole 9 yards.
Knocked away by Billups. Never, never give up. That's Rick Pitino basketball.
He may be even more popular than Walter after this game.
Bernie.
Biggerstaff.
Yeah, look at him.
Out of his coaching box, obviously.
He's right sitting practically in Maxwell's lap there for a moment.
Well, if they let this slip away, Bernie in his lifetime would never live it down.
Walker on the rebound. Plenty of time.
Get a good one. Get a good one. Whitney with the big steal. Well, we don't have quite a sellout. Goes behind his back. Little guy comes in from the blind side with the quick hands. Stips Antoine, who is just exhausted, as you can see.
Well, picked up the foul. Antoine had 12 rebounds along with 49 points as he fouls out.
Wonderful display, however, obviously by Walker, but with the entire Celtic team. And as Tommy mentioned a moment ago, once again displaying the kind of sustained energy that Coach Pitino insists on. And I'll tell you what, through 32 games is getting from these guys. I have never seen it before quite that consistently on an NBA level. I've never seen a team go through this many games without any serious letdown. They've had their bad quarters, but it's been, you know, it's been the offense that gets stuttered all year that makes it more difficult for the defense. But the point is the energy output by this club has been consistent for the
You know, my observation with this thing is that this is a high energy team, and if you compare it to high voltage, that's the way they're playing, with high voltage almost every ball game. Every once in a while it appears that they need to be recharged, and but they still, the light still functions, the batteries still turn on the flashlight. They may not be quite as active, but they still go at it the best they can, and that's a tribute to Rick Pitino, and I think has made these guys much better competitors than perhaps their individual talents would say they should be.
And you got to remember that obviously this is the first year, and the coach is trying to handpick his players, and so he still has a lot of spots to fill. For instance, you know, we're talking about all the layups this defense gives up. It creates a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, but it also gives up layups, allowing teams to shoot 46. If they could get a rejector, I mean, obviously a pull run so tight, back there to protect that hoop, to take away 2/3 of those layups, you know, that's a big requirement for all that work that's happening on attack.
Just a little note here to put things a little bit in perspective as far as Antoine is concerned. The last player to score 49 points was, guess who? Larry Bird versus Portland, 3-13-92. Well, that ought to ice it, but it's still a 2-possession game. If the Celtics can come up and hit a 3 or 2 threes. Well, they got to do it quicker than that. Mercer will take the 3. Andrew back out to Billups. And he's fouled by Whitney. So he'll get a chance from the free throw line.
Well, you know, improbable, but not impossible. He makes these two. Chauncey is 8 for 8 from the line, as Tommy told you. Whitney takes a swipe at him. Gets a little ball, a little arm, a little body. This could bring it to 4. A quick steal. Hang in. What the heck? You've been here this long. Stick around for the last 10 seconds.
Well, Dana Barnes comes in, a three-point shooter, so the Celtics have to hope for a steal, and that will immediately cause Bernie Bickerstaff to call a timeout to reevaluate what he wants to do, as Billups still has 2 more free throws to go.
Well, they've got a beautiful new building here. They're 5th in the league in attendance, seats 20,000 and change. And they don't quite have a sellout tonight, but they've had, I think, 6 out of the first 10 sold out.
Because tonight's Budweiser player of the game is Antoine Walker of the Celtics. 49 points, 12 rebounds, 21 for 46. Played 43 minutes. So congratulations to Antoine Walker from Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you, fresh beer tastes better.
You didn't ask for my vote for player of the game. I don't know.
Hey,
would have been a tough decision.
This is a beautiful new facility. It's amazing what you can do for $200 million, right? Well, you know, you have more of a sense you're sitting closer to the court here, at least from where I'm sitting. I mean, we do sit close to the court all the time, but the people behind us
much more spread out.
Yeah, they have balconies,
and as high.
They don't. It doesn't tilt back as much. I guess it's a higher building.
I think the people on top get a much better view. It goes up much softer than in a lot of buildings. 110 luxury boxes. That's of some concern to sports owners these days.
You did your homework.
Are you impressed? Hey, good substitute for a guest, eh?
Well, there's 10.1 left in the game. Billups still has 2 free throws. And these Wizards will know that they have been seriously challenged in this ball game. Celtics have to have a more consistent offensive flow. You know, Antoine had his career high tonight, and that's why they're really back in this ball game. But nobody else is really pumping the offensive well or water. And Rick Pitino is still concerned mainly with the defense, and this man Antoine was carrying the load offensively. So Billups perfect from the free throw line tonight and gets the Celtics within 3, and the Wizards will call time. The Wizards, in terms of their names, they started in Chicago as the Pack, the Zephyrs, then became the Baltimore Bullets, the Capital Bullets, the Washington Bullets, and now the Washington Wizards. So they've worked their way to Washington. And then some, and of course from Washington springs a lot of good things too.
And we also have the Washington Mystiques, I believe, starting soon. The ladies' entry in the WNBA.
Well, there's the man on at the Celtics. Really patting on the back, because this man just played a super basketball game. And I think you saw his competitive fire tonight, more so than scoring all those points. He has got the fire in the belly, folks.
And it obviously will have a tremendous impact on the young second-year forward's confidence level in terms of his offense. We talked about it from time to time being a little out of control, a little forced, a little rushed. A game like this.
And they were counting and counting and counting.
5 seconds. Clock makes the call. Good job.
It'll be Boston ball.
Stay tuned, guys. Oh, Lord. This would go down in infamy if the Celtics can. Look at Bernie. He's saying, what is happening to us here? A little discussion.
There's a technical foul, too, I think they've called. And no timeouts. That's maybe it. Were they out of timeouts, Mr. Statman?
Yep.
So,
Wow.
Celtics have a chance right now.
So they don't
Dana
need a
gets
thing.
them within 2, and the Celtics have the ball.
Well, why not a three-pointer or a shot and get fouled and win by 1? That'd be a nice finish.
I told you, folks, do not go away. Phillips now. Dana had a shot at it. And the Wizards are shaking their heads. They have a wry smile on their face. And I want to tell you, they didn't almost throw this one away. The Celtics almost beat them big time.
I'll tell you, no one's going to be asking for their money back after this one. Good stuff. Good entertainment.
Final score was a real thriller here in the phone booth as the Wizards edged the Celtics 110-108.